Episode 2 of The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray begins with Ptolemy back in his apartment, calling out for Reggie. Robin is having trouble too, sprung-tied and distrusting of Hilly. We know he's an opportunist and not exactly saintly, and Robin believes he's trying to come at her and rape her that morning. His mum is no help, making excuses for Hilly's behavior. Eventually Robin leaves, snatching up the key to Ptolemy's before she does. Robin shows up at Ptolemy's apartment, using the key to let herself in. The place may be a mess, but it's nothing compared to the backed-up toilet and lack of water he's dealing with. Robin is determined to help turn Ptolemy's life around, and that starts with cleaning the place up. Robin starts cleaning one room at a time, but all the piles of boxes and clutter is a breeding ground for insects. Cockroaches scutter out from under the sink, and cobwebs blanket the walls and old magazines. Robin does an incredible job with the bathroom though, using her knowledge and know-how to unblock the toilet and get the sink running again. Ptolemy is delighted, but when he tries to hug her, she pulls away. Between this and getting spooked over Hilly, something bad clearly happened in her past, but for now, that remains hidden. Robin enlists the help of a couple of guys to help unclutter the rest of the house. The sun begins shining through the windows and it's definitely brighter inside. It's a big difference for Ptolemy. With nowhere else to go, Robin is going to crash at his for a while. She even gets permission to break into the locked room hidden by a sheet, a bedroom that's almost in perfect order. After a visit to the hardware store, Ptolemy is confronted by that crazed woman outside asking for money. She's the one who broke in originally and took his hidden change. Poor Ptolemy is fearful and cowers while Robin fights him off. However, the pair have bigger problems to contend with. The apartment is still full of bugs, so Robin sets off some poison to do its work and leaves with Ptolemy, visiting a motel room for the night. Remember Reggie's important meeting for Ptolemy to attend? Well, it turns out that's to see a doctor specializing in dementia and Alzheimer's. Apparently he can temporarily remove all forms of dementia inherent in a patient with an experimental medicine he's working on. After 2 doses, Ptolemy will remember everything, including explicit details of his life. There are no side effects, but the treatment will only work once. After that, it won't work again. Ptolemy agrees to the procedure, and he's administered his shot. Ptolemy slowly starts to remember crucial parts of his life, and is even walking faster too. He hears about Reggie's death again, this time learning that he was murdered in the alley by Del Mar Circle. The cops are disinterested in pursuing this case, having written it off completely. Ptolemy is on a tight window, and he decides to head down and see the alleyway for himself. One of the squatters in the alley nearby claims the shooter was a brown-colored man with spiky hair and also sports a zigzag scar across his left eye. Ptolemy uses this eyewitness account as gospel, intending to find Reggie's killer before it's too late. He recognizes the injustice Reggie's death has brought and wants to go ahead with the doctor's extra shots, regardless of their drawbacks. However, Ptolemy has memories that have been hidden and buried from us, and that night he begins to lose control. He's spinning out, breathing heavily and panicking. Robin calls a doctor over as Ptolemy wails to the heavens, claiming he's died. With the information revealed in these 2 episodes, one can surmise why Ptolemy Gray gave all his belongings to his new caretaker, Robin, in the opening sequence. In The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, Episode 2, Gray gifted Robin his wife's most cherished dress and the comb, symbolically suggesting his growing fondness for the girl. The other missing link was the gun and the revenge that Gray discussed in the sequence, and thus one can surmise that Gray probably found out Reggie's killer, who might be Nina's ex-boyfriend. Gray is already a man in his 90s and has nothing to lose. Hence, he may decide to sacrifice his life to avenge his great-nephew's murder, but only if someone doesn't stop him from committing the crime. There is another reference to Coy Dog's hidden treasure that he left with Gray and the memory that Gray keeps revisiting. In upcoming episodes, it will probably be finally revealed what is inside Coy Dog's treasure and how it will change Gray's life completely, because as the opening sequence depicted, in just 2 months' time, Gray becomes a man who flaunts a sleek, shiny red suit that reflects his newly found fortune.